Suicide Squad number 26. This is part 3 of Gotham Resistance. Rob Williams writing and Cedric on art. So this was a treat. I didn't think he'd have time for another book, given that he's been doing Aquaman monthly. But
Yeah.
lo and behold, I open the book and I'm greeted with this beautiful
I'm
art.
not, I'm just gonna say I usually don't pick up books for artists, right? I'm a writer, kind of that's who drives my buying. Um, but I think I'm gonna start just picking up books because Cedric's drawing them. Because no, I don't care about Suicide Squad. Like this one in particular, I cared about because we all know how I feel about Poison Ivy, and
Well,
but
even if it wasn't Poison Ivy, it's still part of the crossover. And to
yeah,
be
yeah,
fair,
yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's a step down because it's Suicide Squad issue. It feels consistent with the
That's
last two.
that's what I was building to. Was you know even if this wasn't a tie-in, I probably would have picked it up because of Cedric's art. But I picked it up because it's the tie-in, and the art does not disappoint. Um, because everything in here looks great. I haven't been a fan of this look for Harley Quinn because it feels too much like the Suicide Squad movie, but Cedric pulls it off. Like she looks pretty cool here.
Very expressive. Like she's constantly pulling
Yes.
faces, and it really
Yep.
adds up. And obviously, Harley's kind of the central figure. It's still very much the ensemble of all the characters that have
Yeah.
assembled here, but
But in which Damian and the Titans were kind of the primary focus of the Teen Titans issue, and Nightwing and his. It makes sense that Harley and Croc take the spot right here.
yeah. And we start off. They're in a new area. They're on a school bus. There's a lot of banter between them again. Like, Damien telling Harley to shut up and vice versa.
A lot of Mad Max again, like you brought up.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mad Max actually.
Yeah.
Obviously they stumble into Harley's, not Harley, sorry,
Domain.
Ivy's domain.
Yeah.
So you didn't even catch the mistake there. You just went along with it. But she's like, "Oh, I know who this is. We're fine, guys. It's just Ivy. It's my
No.
bestie."
She's my best friend.
Yeah. She's got like two big killing eating, man-sized killing plants with her. It's
You're
fine.
fine.
Yeah, and of course, it's not fine at all. Ivy's
Yeah.
gone full psycho. Uh, Batman.
So I'm wondering, do you think the cards affect them? I think they do. I think there's something in the metal.
Probably. They're probably a bit more psychotic than they usually are.
Yeah, because this Ivy doesn't gel with the ones that I've read in where she showed up in Batgirl or Birds of Prey. So and same with Riddler. Riddler seemed a lot more manic in the Teen Titans one. So yeah, I felt
And even,
this.
even Mr. Freeze as well, building giant ice monsters and like fighting. That didn't feel like Mr. Freeze in a traditional
No.
way.
No, not at all. Despite the cover and despite it being Ivy's domain, she doesn't have much to do, which from my point of view is kind of disappointing.
I don't really give a
but-
shit. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. I just want to see a lot of Cedric Poison Ivy.
To be
That's
fair
all.
though, like her chunk of the book, which is the first sort of half,
Yeah.
I actually really like. A lot of it is focused on like Harley trying to get through to her and then failing
Yeah.
miserably.
Yeah.
And then
It also made me like Harley a little bit more, just the way that his art brought out the expressions and some of the stuff she was saying. It just didn't seem like, oh, they're trying to make her Deadpool. Like this was like her on an emotional level, and this is just who she is.
Well,
like her
I'll tell you what I
banter
liked.
with Robin.
I tell you what I really liked about Harley in this issue is that she recognised this is the sort of chaos that Joker would like. Like she
Yeah.
noticed that, and I think that's. I mean, you could argue because I think at first I was like, oh, that's a cool thing that she recognises that, and then I'm like, no, wait, that's actually really good because the whole idea is that the person who's driving all this is the Batman who laughs. It's it's the Batman
Yep.
Joker combo. It's that she's seeing, she's recognising that this is part Joker. Whatever's going on here, this is partly him, and I like
Yeah,
that.
that was good. That was
So-
astute.
It's good stuff. Yeah, of course, and they sort of like bypass Mad Hatter's world a little bit. You see they're in there, you see the big cat
Yeah.
and whatnot, and Harley's like, "Oh, Mad Hatter, this is my kind of part, eh?" And she's like, so it's some fun stuff. It's
Yeah.
funny actually. So the metal ball was flying around, right? And I was like, it was making me think of Phantasm. Now, for non-horror fans, you might not get why that, but I was just thinking of Phantasm the entire time. And for some reason, I never just stopped to think, oh, it's a Mr. Terrific.
It's a T-sphere.
It's a T-sphere,
I never
yeah.
did either. So when he pops in at the end to save them from Tweedledee and Tweedledum, well, he didn't really save them, but they were attacking. He,
Yeah.
popped out. But
It was
anyways,
it was a giant Of course! Moment.
Yeah, I felt so dumb. But,
Yeah.
you know, outside of the prelude issues, we kind of have, not that we've forgotten about Mr. Terrific, but he hasn't been a central focus.
Well,
So,
we kind of have forgotten. I mean, not forgotten, but like because he
yeah,
hasn't been brought up, it's just kind of like, oh,
yeah,
he's not in my head, and it's like,
right.
oh, but now he's here to help for this final part of this crossover.
Yeah.
That should
Which
be
I
fun.
like because it looks like in the next one we're getting the Batman Who Laughs.
Well,
We're
that's what we're
skipping
building
right
to.
over Bane.
I
And
feel like Bane
yeah,
might be like, well, you know, the way we sort of went through two villains this issue, we might
yeah,
get a bit of Bane at the start or something.
yeah,
Of course, the other big thing is that Robin's cut and Robin fighting the evil Damien,
yeah,
like was brain in visions, and he was seeing Batman like in like drowning in metal, Terminator 2 style. You can almost see Batman's
yeah,
thumb going up as he's going at the molten metal.
yeah,
But he's like concerned that Batman's dead. He thinks like whatever's happened here, he's getting a sense that he's gone.
yeah,
And we see him and Damien Bond, and Dick also been kind of pissed that this monster's wearing a Robin outfit, and he's not
yeah.
happy about it.
He's
It's kind of
he's
cool.
not fit to wear that. And we have the Teen Titans attacking, and that's what takes the focus away from Ivy. But we also get Cedric Starfire,
We do,
even
yeah.
though she's all Jokerized kind of.
Yeah, it's all
And
the evilized versions of the Titans and the Suicide Squad. So
yeah,
we get to see Cedric of all of them. You know, Dick's worried about Corey. Why is she acting weird?
yep.
But no.
But I love that Nightwing's head wound is still prevalent in this. Like there was a whole reason that Seeley told that story, and it's becoming more apparent here. Like him getting the visions of Batman, and
Do you know what? Do you know what
know.
I'm really beginning to realize? Is I'm really beginning to realize that Damien is gold with almost any character.
yeah,
You pair him up with Harley, and they're gold together. You pair him with Dick,
yeah,
they're gold together. You pair him
yeah,
with Batgirl or even Supergirl, which has happened in
yeah,
the past. They're gold together. Green Arrow, they're gold together. Damien goes with everyone, and I don't know
yeah.
why, but it works tremendously.
Because he's very proactive, so he forces people to be reactive. So we all get their reactions to him, and how they deal with him is indicative of their character. So like I like that Harley they're kind of at the same level when like she doesn't talk down to him. She's like, "All right, kid, whatever. Like I got this." And when she drives the bus over the cliff into the vines, and they're like, "Oh, so that was your plan?" She's like, "Yeah, totally."
And
You know?
even at the later on, it almost has like a little mini arc because
Yeah,
later on he says she's right.
yeah,
He says Harley's right, and she's like, "I am," like so.
yeah.
She almost wasn't expecting that. Obviously, the book's gorgeous from start to finish. It's
Easy.
yeah, nary I think what I like, Croc has like a heroic moment where he's going to hold back and fight off the demonic Robin so they can keep
Right.
going and find Batman or get to the mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's this heroic moment, but there's this silhouette shot of just like the monstrous Croc with armor on and the
Yeah.
evil Robin and silhouette like going to attack each other. It's gorgeous stuff.
Yeah, because Croc's like not my town, and I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Even though he's this big beast of a man and a monster mix, he still loves his hometown, and he's gonna fight for it. And he's, Joker can bring chaos, but nobody else. Like this big old mountain that appeared, not on his watch.
I think the exact line he used is "No one eats Gotham."
Yeah, and I think it's Green Arrow's like he kind of needs a more heroic catchphrase or battle cry.
Oh, that reminds me actually when Ivy showed up, she's like, "I will protect the green," and Croc's like, "I'm green," and then Ollie's like, "I'm green too." Nightwing's
Yeah.
like, "That doesn't count, Ollie."
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, it's good. It's good. So,
Finish
it's been a fun crossover. My only concern at this point actually is that I feel like I don't know if one issue is enough to wrap it up.
No,
That's my concern
not
at this
all.
point. So that's Suicide Squad. I've been digging Gotham Resistance. It's not. It's not like I feel like the one shots with the Dark Batman are a lot more poignant, whereas this is the I think I said this last week. This is the fun like part of
Yeah.
the crossover, the event. It's all these characters smashing together and going through these hurdles. It could wrap up a bit too quickly, given that we've only got one issue of it left. But that is coming
Yeah.
next week, of course. So we're looking
But
forward to
I
that.
like that it's kind of contained that way, with Titans, Nightwing, Suicide Squad, Green Arrow.
Oh sure, I'm just
We're done.
if it's a little bit if the ending feels rushed, then I'll maybe will have said it should have used another issue. But otherwise, yeah, I'm cool with it being tight, obviously.